All right, well, what we're going to do is let's make a character. Shall we? In particular, no, I'm sorry. I do not have any Storm King's Thunder boxes right now. I can try and get them in, maybe on my next order, but it won't be until obviously after Christmas, Quingar. Yes, Dysfemist. Van donated 25 to the community pool. Random Hero, hello and welcome. Now, what we're going to be doing tonight in the workshop, we are going to be working in conjunction with Total Party Chill, which is another, it is another broadcast, or it's another channel in the D&D corner of Twitch, and they have a variety of programs that they put on. Play programs. They have one called Quizzes of the Coast, where you can test your D&D knowledge. They have giveaways. It's a lot of fun. And in particular, well, hey, Totem Fiend, thank you so much for re-upping. What they have as part of their programming is an event called the Gauntlet. Now, the Gauntlet is where some of their players choose characters that have been submitted by members of the community, and they pilot these characters in a party against the random pre-painted contents of a Wizkid's box of minis. So it would be, you know, if they chose an Avernus, then the group would have their level 8 characters, and they're going to pop the box of minis on stream, and the party has to fight against all of those monsters, and that's the Gauntlet. Yes, Raz, you're absolutely welcome to. You can post it to their Twitch, and hey, TotalPartyChill.com is the website I'm at right now. So please check them out, give them a follow. It's a great community, and I actually got to meet. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought I. Adiranate. Adiranate, welcome to you. Anyway, I got to meet them at TwitchCon, and it was actually Devon who suggested, or who offered, hey, would you mind making a character for us for the Gauntlet? And of course, I would love to network with more D&D channels. And he pointed out a normal pull. Okay, so 5 out of there. All right, Hark. So I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Anyway, Devin contacted me, asked if I could make a character for the Gauntlet, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And there's some rules that we're going to be following. Now, before we get to that, who is going to pilot this character? Well, a gentleman by the name of Thomas from Quests and Chaos is going to be the one. And by the way, it's also twitch.tv/questsandchaos, though the website I'm at is questsandchaos.com. Will be the pilot of whichever character we end up generating tonight and together. Yeah, this is a triple cross, Dysfemist. This is a triple cross. Bum, bum, bum. That's right. Hit the dramatic chord, everyone. Carl says, I wish you a great Christmas this year and a lot of beer. You know, I do have a collection of holiday Christmas beers, of seasonal, like, winter lagers and things like that. So yes, Dysfemist, this is So Thomas from Quest and Chaos is going to be piloting our character on the show, which Total Party Chill is presenting tomorrow or Saturday, depending on. We have 5 minutes left in the Eastern Time Zone before it's tomorrow. Super mega crossover, the most ambitious crossover in tabletop history. And and for any of you who follow TPC or I guess QNC, you are welcome to to talk about the people, to share your stories. If you have a link to something that they have beyond their Twitch or their website, you're welcome to share it as well. And Hark, what I'm going to do, because I want to conduct the workshop, I'm going to deduct the 5 for the pull. And Hark, please remind me that you have a pull coming out of there. So with our introduction into what we're doing, I want to go over the rules. What is it that we are going to be doing that will make this a Gauntlet applicable character? Well, first things first, this is going to be a level 8 character. Level 8 character. Feats are okay. And I was not told that multiclassing is not okay. Thereby, 2 negatives make a positive, and multiclassing is open. Content can come from any printed Wizards of the Coast material. That being said, I do not have Eberron and some stuff from the from some of the last supplements, like a random background. Apparently, it's my computer, unless yours did it at the exact same time. There we go. So we're going to be using what I have here, which I'm sorry, Pete and Jeremy, if you see this later, D&D time stuff will not be allowed in the Gauntlet. And we are going to be getting the starting equipment, and it's pretty straightforward. We can use the point buy system, interestingly enough. So we can use point buy, although, why don't we just use the standard array, right? Well, let's make a Matty Morg's character, as I believe the standard array is completely like on par with the point buy anyway. If I'm wrong, because I didn't count it correctly, then let me know. I don't want to deny Thomas from Quest and Chaos an extra little oomph. But yeah. This is what we have going. Level 8, any race from official D&D 5e books, any class from official D&D books. Ability scores say point buy, hit points use half +1. You can choose feats if you wish, and just starting equipment and weapons and such. It was nice to read that, do not forget the ideals, bonds, and flaws, because these are going to be role-played characters, not just mechanical characters. And of course, here we breathe life into the characters that we create. So there's going to be a goodly amount of roleplay material that should come from this, especially with all of your creative minds and of course all of your dice rolls, because I'm not going to be doing this alone. I'm not taking the blame. All right, yeah, so standard array is valid point. Okay. Then we're gonna use the standard array. So what this means is until after the new year, when you're gonna see some options expanded to reflect the content that's come out. Almost all the boxes are checked, and we are gonna be ready to go. And let us begin, shall we? I would like... You know what? Oh, Sheeps, please roll a percentile for me. Dear Nate, back to work. Well, we'll be around for a while, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see us again. Iwi begins, says Raven. Stops on a 40. We have a female character. And now for our race. We have 31. We have 31 races. Iwi begins. Iwi stands for It Writes Itself. And if you want to get that emote, it's capital M, lowercase IWI. Because as we see through random numbers, we still create characters that have depth and bring the world to life around them. What we do here, the story writes itself. It's not on us. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be straining. It doesn't have to be, well, I don't know. The story will just happen if we let it. Now, I do not have a 31-sided die in chat. I know the offense to such a thing. So I believe what we could do here is... How can I break this up? I guess we could just do a 32 and go a D4 for 4 different quadrants, and then a D8. That would take us to 32, and if we get the 8, then, I don't know, wild card. Whoever gets a 4 and then an 8 can choose. RNGing some character backgrounds an hour ago. I hope it turned out well for you. Cold Spark, will you please roll a D4? And then Raven, will you please roll a D8 in chat? Oh, okay. The apple is being simulated by a blood orange sparkling water beverage. Double ones. So this is an Aarakocra. An Aarakocra. And there's no sub-races. So an Aarakocra is an Aarakocra is an Aarakocra. You rolled a dwarf who stole something important from his girlfriend, still in the relationship, and whose flaw is a motivation towards love. Well, I mean, if she's looking for it and he can help her find it, it's an interesting, way of going about keeping her around. All right, so this is our race. Now for our alignment, you know what? We're just going to use the standard, the balanced odds. Awaz, will you please give me a percentile roll in chat? Katniss, you can post it in, you can post it in our table talk section. $72. We have a lawful evil female Aarakocra. Aarakocra are medium-sized creatures. Hey, Captain Milne. Speaking of streamers, we can have an impromptu promotion of Captain Milne, who is another a streamer, a varietal streamer. Unless that's not a bad word, is it? Cap? Would you call yourself a varietal streamer? But yes, this gentleman here with a beard much more impressive than my own is well worth your time. He has a good sense of humor, and it's great hanging out with him. You know what? Cap, can you do me a favor? Cap, can you type exclamation point 1D100? You're going to determine if we're taking any feats with this character or if we're going to go all ability scores. Ability score improvements. Stops on a 31. We're taking the stat bumps. All right. Now for our background. Our background, uh-oh. Now we're up to a 30, 36, 41, 54, 61, 62? And there's even more once we get caught up in all the material that's... So we need 62. Actually, I will say, I do have the book for Ghosts of Saltmarsh, which has 4 backgrounds in it. And so if we get a 63 through 66, then those will be Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And to simulate this then, because this would be 66, we would have an 11. This would be a D12, and then we would just ignore the 12 and re-roll it. And then within that, well, it's not a quadrant, but within that sector, we'll roll a D6 and go from there. And so to do this, yeah, pretty much everything is on the table, Bubonic. Bewitchcraft, will you please type ! 1D12? And Quingar, have I called on you for a roll? Lands on a 10. All right. Quingar, will you please roll a D6? Stops on a 2. All right, so it was 12, 24, 36. Wait, it was a... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm counting by 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and, well, we repeat this, so we go up to 60, and then 2. And so we are... Hey, this is the very end of the normal list. Would that have been correct? Or no, that wouldn't be correct. That would be, Yeah. I'm sorry. Cold Spark, good catch. I oughtn't have been, multiplying. Yeah, no, you're correct. And by that, I totally mean a Stojanel prisoner. Although, let me double check something. Would that technically be... That is out of, that is an Adventurers League. You know, I don't think I can count Adventurers League. It does say from official 5e books, but I don't think the Adventurers League stuff would actually count. And I want to make this in the assured spirit of what Devon over at Total Party Chill would want. So you know what? I'm sorry, everyone. I'm gonna have to... I'm gonna have to take back the Adventurers League content. That said, can we still... No, we don't get a 56. So you know what? I'm gonna have to call in a reroll. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, Curse of Strahd. There's an Adventurers League Curse of Strahd. That's the one that I meant to turn off, and I did. Yeah, I know. When does D&D ever cross over with math? That's dumb. All right, now we have 44. So we're going to do a D12 ignoring a 12. And then I guess we'll just do a 4. Unless we want to do a 9x5, but then we're ignoring 2 numbers anyway. Yeah, so Hark, will you roll a D12? All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are in the 9th. We're in the 9th section, and now I need a D4 roll. Katniss, will you please type ! 1D4? No space. Yep, there we go. Hey, Kevin. Stops on a 3. So it's going to bring us to 35. This is a Sage. And the Sage is out of the player's handbook. And what kind of Sage are we? Well, in the player's handbook, there are 8 suggestions. And Kevin, can you please roll a D8 in chat to help us determine which kind of Sage we are? A Madasaga. Did we lose Kevin? Has Kevin given us a run-by greeting? Oh, there we go. All right, number 5. We're Sage number 5. I hear that's a decent mambo as well. Excellent. All right, now we have our background. Class and subclass. Oh, my. Pardon. There's going to be a lot of spicy options for us here. Raz, will you please roll... You know, I don't have an Eberron book to present, so I guess we're gonna have to go with a D12 and not the D13. Raz, will you roll a D12, please? Hark is calling a druid or a ranger. You're getting a natural vibe here. Stops on a 4. We have a druid. Now, 1, 2, 3. There are 5. There are 5 different druids, and let's see who has not rolled yet. Who can help me determine which kind of druid we're making? Bubonic hasn't. Bubonic, will you roll a D6? And, Drizkill, I'll call on you for the next one. Stopped on a 4. We are a shepherd. That is the Circle of Dreams, I think. Or it's Circle of Shepherd is something about dreams, if I recall correctly. Well, we're going to get to it in a second. Yes, oh sheeps. Oh sheeps. Oh whoa. All right, so we have our class and our subclass. Wait, oh, the Circle of Dreams? Did I... What's the Circle of... So... Well, anyway, we'll get to that. All right. Class features, well, it would only apply if we had a Circle of the Land, so we don't need to worry about this. And so, Drizkill, can you please do me a favor? And we're in Aarakocra. Can you type exclamation point 1D100 to let us know how old our Aarakocra, or an age range that our Aarakocra falls in? 24, so we have a young adult. We have a young adult Aarakocra. And I would like to point out, notice Aarakocra don't live so long. Young adults are 23 plus 1d12 months old. That's in their life cycle and whatnot. That is their young adult biological phase. That's their, like, you know, mid to late teens kind of a thing. Oh, come up, bud. Come on. There we go. There's the cat bud, everyone. You got it. Oh, it's to summon spirits for aid? Okay, gotcha. So what I need someone else to do here... Daily, are you still here? If you're here, Daily, can you roll a d12 in chat? Oh, Van is here also. Van, I can I get a Oh, and Fragout is here too. All right, so in the case Daily is not here, oh geez, Hark. Hark, what did you do? Yeah, handbrake. Oh, gee. Stop it. It's too much. All right, I don't think Daly's here. Frag out. Can you please roll a d12 in chat? Exclamation point 1d12. Vanson, can you please type exclamation point 4d6? And we're gonna use the first three for the ideal, bond, and flaw, and we'll float that other one into a height modifier. You frag out. You need the 1 exclamation point 1d12. And sunglasses. You know what? So yeah, Katniss, frag out is just telling you to deal with it, I guess. Oh gosh. All right, we rolled a 2. So he is 25 months old as a young adult. And then we have Van is giving us some numbers here. 2, 1, 2, and then we're floating this last 3 into a height modifier. And so can I get pardon, Tesla, can you roll 1d6 in chat for me, please? Hey, Refry, welcome. Stops on a 4. All right. And then, Refry, can you please type exclamation point 1d4? This is what you get for coming to class late. Stops on a 3. All right. So, our height modifier is 7. We're going to add 7 inches to the base height of 4'6". So, this is going to put us at 4'13". And then we're going to take that 7, multiply it by 3, and we're going to add 21 pounds to the base weight of 90. So we are 111. We're 111 pounds. Your dog ate your homework? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I see how it is. All right. We need 2 more rolls. Let's see, is there anyone here who hasn't gotten a roll yet? Very floofy, Raz. Of course, this begs the question, what weighs more? 111 pounds of gold or 111 pounds of feathers? Okay, Raz... Oh, no, that was Raz. Black Wolf, will you please type exclamation point 1d8 for our first personality trait? Lands on a 1. All right, Jer, will you please type exclamation point 1d8 to give us our second personality trait? And 5. All right. Dysphemist, I thought I had you do a roll. If not, then if we do need another roll along the lines for a... actually, we will need one for a trinket. And, hey, Black Wolf, thank you. Oh, goodness, this is Diadem's gifting to Black Wolf. Diadems, thank you, and welcome back. Welcome back aboard here. So, actually, Dysphemist, if you haven't rolled yet, let's get you included. I know from having made sages that we are going to end up with a trinket of some kind. And so this is going to be... I need you to roll a percentile in chat for me. Trinket number something. And Cap, welcome as well. Stops on a 62. All right. If there's any more dice rolls needed, then I'll ask folks in chat for them. But now it's time to interpret this character. We've made our outline, right? We've drawn a constellation of stars from the infinite void of the cosmos, of unlimited potential, much like Zombo.com. And we can now read the stars, and we can fill in the character and really develop her. And let us begin, shall we? Let us leave. As you know, I enjoy beginning character creation with the background, because this is going to tell us who our character is. Why does a character such as we're going to have exist? What was her first job? What are her hobbies? How does she make decisions? And we're going to go to the sage to find out. Now, mechanically, and I'm going to scoot this over. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. As a sage, we are going to have skill proficiencies in Arcana and History. We are also going to get 2 languages of our choice. So I'm just going to put Sage 1 and Sage 2 because we need to make a complete character. And so we'll want to choose languages and go from there. So I'm putting a more specified twist on this instead of just leaving it as question marks. You think she's a Sagittarius as well? Equipment. We are going to get a bottle of black ink. We are going to get a quill. We are also going to get a small knife. And for the weapon, we could probably count that as a dagger. We're going to put sage, small knife, dagger. Just in case it does need to be moved into so it's a little like a pen knife, something along those lines. Though I'm going to put that up here as a just in case. Now, a letter from a dead colleague posing a question you have not yet been able to answer. We're going to call this the object of study as prompted by the letter in the sage background. Is going to be trinket number 62. All right. Next, we're going to get a set of common clothies and a belt pouch containing 10 gapuz. All right, Hart, do what you got to do. Raven, this is going to be in tomorrow's Gauntlet. Yeah. No problem, Cat. Make the knife a letter opener, and then it ties into the letter and writing items. That could be a part of it, too. You know, do you want it to be a letter opener? This is something that ultimately the player, Thomas from Quests and Chaos, and or Devon, who's going to be their DM, is going to have to decide. Yeah. There are some things that I will include in a note that they need to consider. Oh, you're also a coach for the... Oh, cool, Raven. Well then, are you allowed to talk about your character, or is it a surprise? I guess if I could broadcast this, maybe our Aarakocra might know a language for the character that you submitted, then for the Gauntlet as well. If you want to cross-mogenate anything here. For some, for some synergy. There we go. Now, what is our sage's specialty? What did we focus our study in? We were a professor, which was number 5 as rolled in chat here. A professor of what? Well, I suppose our trinket will let us know. Now, our background feature is researcher. And for reference, I'm just going to put page 138 in case they need to reference it. But I don't want to type it all out here. We know, though, that if you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, that you, if you do not know that information, you often know where and from whom you can obtain it. So it's a good way that will open you up to maybe more knowledge checks if you do already know it. And if not, then the default, in most instances, the DM is going to say, no, comma, but there's a library on the coast that does, and there you go. What is Bright again? Some kind of calligrapher? Yes, so she is... she does have proficiency with calligraphy tools. Now, her personality. Personality trait number 1. I use polysyllabic words that convey the impression of great erudition. She speaks all fancy like. She was learnt a good education. And her second personality trait is number 5. I'm willing to listen to every side of an argument before I make my own judgment. And boy, I wish we had a lot more of that in the world. Especially with people who are invested with decision-making powers. Whatever that is, that's not, I'm not being sly about social commentary. This is just in general, anywhere in the world you can hope for this. Oh, we have 2 sages? Oh my. Sheep says no. My side is the only side, And that sheep face. The cool kid side. Her ideal is number 2. Beauty. What is beautiful points us beyond itself toward what is true. But wait. Maddie Morgs. Hold on a second. How do we have a lawful evil character that has an ideal of beauty when beauty clearly says good in parentheses next to it? You literally can't have a good ideal and be a lawful evil character. Literally. It's absolutely possible. Remember, your alignment is how you express yourself. Yes, that's right. Maddie is a hack, fraud, con man. Literally backs up Tesla, says O'Sheeps. The way she expresses herself is going to be more reserved. She's going to sound more like a... we have a professor. She is going to be expressing herself like a Severus Snape type professor. You know, she probably walks with a little clench going on. You know, upright. You know, feathers. Feathers are in a nice, you know, orderly. Carries herself, maybe little spectacles on her beak. Somehow has like a feather bun. I don't know how that works, but it does. And she's going to be, you know, she's going to be no nonsense. You know, she's going to have that, you know, I'm here for my reasons. And I'm going to do what I need to do. You know, so there is a selfish bend. And ultimately what happens is going to serve her goals, but she's going to listen to the options that are available. This in no way means that she can't find something or someone that is beautiful in this world. Maybe she's tired of carrying herself all puckered up as a big old stress ball of feathers. She's looking for that thing that is beautiful. She's looking for that thing that makes her just want to let go. That makes her want to let her feather bun down. And be wild and drink tea without lifting her pinky. To give a little toot through her beak snoot when she laughs, instead of properly having a sensible chuckle. Her ideal is something she doesn't have, but seeks. Oh, Bubonic One, thank you. More bits, have fun with them. I'd love a gotcha someday, but I'm going to save up bits for one. Oh, well, thank you very much, Bubonic One. The cat is back. I hope that explains why you can have an evil character that has a good ideal. You know, she wants to let go. She's probably looking for that person who can tame her. She's looking for that person who can challenge her. She's looking for the person who can, you know, who can free her. Tame that bird. You know, if only she was a librarian, because I hear librarians have more shushin' for the pushin'. And by that, I clearly mean, you know, pushing books across the desk for them to organize. I don't know what you were thinking. Shame on you, if it was anything other than something as pure as the wind-driven snow. Anyway, what is her bond to the world? Her bond is number 1. It is my duty to protect my students. And you know what? Again, Snape in his own way did protect students. I mean, yeah. Also, no, but yeah. ultimately, her bond, it is her duty to protect her students. Katniss says she wants to love, but no one has been strong enough or patient enough to love her. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so she's not coming across as bratty. She's just coming across as, you can't stimulate my mind. I am smart. I teach people things. You know, I fly. Heck, she's an Aarakocra and she turns into animals. You know, she lives as different animals. She explores these things. You know, she's, in her 25 months. You know, because we got to roll her that she's smart. She's a young adult. You know, this is like a Doogie Howser kind of a thing, presumably. You know, where we have our 15-year-old college graduate who's actually teaching because she's so experienced. Of course, remember for the Aarakocra, though, their minds develop that much more quickly. You know, because they're a shorter life cycle. So she has developed to the point where she's, you know, well, like probably more like late teens. Maybe dipping a talon. Do the Aarakocra have large talons? Maybe dipping a talon into early 20s in human equivalency. Disfema says Snape wasn't ultimately a bad guy, just a dumb guy. There was a lot that Snape did after you get to the final book, which makes sense in a new way. He did it all for Lily, says Katniss. Snape was helping Harry on the broom mishap when Quirrell was trying to make him... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sorry, that was the counterspelling that Quingar brought up. Yep. And so, you know, so here we have this character who recognizes beauty, who wants to help, but for whatever reason, she has to carry herself in a way that is austere, reserved, and probably because she is so young. She has to watch every step because there's other professors who might resent her. There are other people. Maybe she made a breakthrough in whatever field she studies to become a professor, and that has really ruffled a lot of feathers, pun intended. This has ruffled a lot of feathers, and so other professors are gunning for her. And if she doesn't watch herself, if she doesn't keep people in line and go by the book, meanwhile, she just wants to be free to love. You know, she's a young woman. She wants to have a wild romance, but no one has been able to present themselves in a fashion that could allow her to do so. I did not catch that, Quingar. I'd have to go back and look for that. Yeah, no, yeah, and ultimately, and that's why I wanted to put that rider on for Snape. Ultimately. Now, what is her flaw? Her flaw, because we are all flawed creatures, is number 2. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. Control. Even in the face of danger when she should run, you better believe she is going to sketch every inch of that incubus stalking towards her. Every inch. Do you see? Look, we don't have ability scores on our character. Look how empty this character sheet is. And yet, do we have a character? Can you imagine her in your mind? If, you know, can you, whether you can draw or not, can you just picture her? Can you draw her in your mind? How does she look? How does she carry herself? How does she sound? Are you getting a feel for what these scores might end up being, even though we haven't applied them? And for that reason, That reason is why I start with the background. Because now we have a character. And everything else is going to just naturally, organically grow from this point. I'm thinking about demons mostly, but I think I got a pretty good picture for her. Or of her. All right. Now that we have our background, let's find out just what incarnation do we get by being an Aarakocra. Actually, wait. Were Aarakocra printed in a book and not just the... I mean, this is the player's companion to Elemental Evil, which was printed. No, Aarakocras were in Volos, weren't they? Or maybe they weren't. There was the Asimar. Don't you scrap... No, I wouldn't scrap the character. I don't know offhand. Is Devon still on? I'm going to send him a message. Hopefully he's not asleep and I'm blowing up his messages here. Oh, wow. I did not know that, Quingar. That is very interesting. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead with the Aarakocra. If we need to change things, we'll change things. They are, though, Raven, from what I was told... I don't know, it says any race from an official D&D 5e book. And it says Ravnica, Player's Handbook, Volos, etc. It is a companion to it. But still, you know what? We'll make an Aarakocra, and we'll see if... Oh, well then, yeah, I guess then it would be by extension. So yeah, you know what? We're going to roll with it, and if something needs to happen... We'll make it happen. I'm going to move this over here. We're going to close out Volo's guide. All right, so Aarakocra traits. Our Dex score increases by 2, and our Wisdom score increases by 1. We already have our age. Aarakocra reached maturity by age 3. See? So... we have our size, our speed. Our base walking speed is 25 feet. Flight. You have a flying speed of 50 feet. So we can fly 50. To use this speed, you can't be wearing medium or heavy armor. I'm going to make sure to put this here that this specifically we do have flight. Cannot wear medium or... heavy armor. Talons. You are proficient with your unarmed strikes, which deal 1d4 slashing damage on a hit. 1d4 plus strength. 1d4 plus whatever will be, dex or strength off of that. Language. You can speak, read, and write Common, Aarakocra, and Orin. Common, Aarakocra, and Orin, which is the elemental language of wind. Yeah, Eberron and MT and Ravnica are, yeah. Voice, she sounds like Xena Warrior Princess live action, and cartoon voice are the same woman. Oh, Lucy Lawless, if I'm remembering correctly. Lucy or Lucille? They're very close, but yeah. Yeah, there we go, Raven. WotC needs to be more consistent with what armors can be flown in. What do you mean, Bubonic One? Oh, Sheeps, are you saying that you'd be Xena's companion on any adventure? These are... The ASMR... Can they do that from level 1, though? And also, do they have a fly speed of 50 feet? You'd absolutely marry Xena. You would carry her chakram into battle. Hey, One Crit Wonder. What's all this, then? Welcome, One Crit. We are making a character for the Gauntlet, which is a show that is going to be on Total Party Chill tomorrow. Well, it's still tomorrow for some of you out there. Saturday. Either her or Demona from Gargoyles. Oh. Merry thing, happy other thing. Well, and a Merry Christmas to you too, One Crit. You could be her battle steed. Alright, so we've made an Aarakocra, and huzzah. Now we're going to go and we're going to make a Druid, and then we're going to look at her specific subclass for Druid. Being a level 8 Druid means that we're getting all this stuff right here. We're going to have a +3 proficiency bonus. We're going to know 3 cantrips. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to have some spell slots. 4, 3, 3, and 2. We have 0 dark vision, by the way. We are a D8 hit die class, and so being level 8, we have 8 D8 hit die on which we can spend to heal ourselves during a rest without necessitating the consumption of potions or spell slots for curative magics. Now, we do get armor proficiencies with light, medium armor, and shields. Now, we can fly with a shield. We are also going to have a special curated list of weapons. Clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears. For brevity, I'm going to put druid weapons as our proficiency. However, I'm going to put the page number to make it easy to reference. This is page 65. And we are going to get a tool proficiency with an herbalism kit. Hi, Sierra Echo. Sierra, I have caught one of their gauntlets, yes. And our saving throws are going to be intelligence and wisdom. You're fine, Cat. Don't worry. It is going very well, Sierra. My sides have gone into orbit once already tonight. But you know what? It is a merry night. It is a festive night. As you can see, I have the fireplace going. I have some comfy chairs. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy. I got it, Cat. Don't worry. Now, which skills are we going to give her proficiency in? We choose 2 from Arcana. Well, we already have that. Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. Before answering that, and while normally we save this for last, or one of the last things, I think because we just have a general sense she's a professor, what does she profess? What is something that she has studied? And we have said that the trinket she carries is a clue about what she studies, what she professes, and what her big breakthrough is. So before we go and advance her being a druid, let's take a look real quick in Chapter 5. I'm going to scroll pretty quickly through this, so it will flash. The trinket rolled was number 62. Trinket 62 is a silver skull the size of a coin. A silver skull the size of a coin. What could this indicate she studies? Devil Lord, you're fine. Don't worry. Do what you got to do. And Game Ooze, thank you very much for the host. Well, she is a scholar, Katniss. Her background is a sage, and she is a professor of something. And as a clue into what she professes, we rolled a trinket for her, and the trinket we rolled is a silver skull the size of a coin. Actually, I'm going to make a... A silver skull the size of a coin. There we go. So animal handling. Now, it could be an animal skull. It just says a skull. It could be a little bird skull. It could be a lizard skull. It could be a humanoid skull. It could be, it's not even have to be a skull. It could just be an effigy of some kind. Is it Cyclops? Does it have several eye sockets? Does it have none? Yeah, it could be a small animal, maybe a fey creature, suggests Quingar. So it could be naturally silvery. So remember, we already have Arcana and History. We're going to get 2 from, well, we already have Arcana. Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, and Survival. So I don't think she's a survivalist. She's a druid who can make food, who can do all this stuff. Although I think a knowledge of nature might be good. let's take a look at her, let's see. I use polysyllabic words that convey the impression of great erudition. I'm willing to listen to every side of an argument before I make my own judgment. That sounds a lot like insight. Game moves, yeah, I think insight would be good. What is beautiful points us beyond itself towards what is true. It is my duty to protect my students. And most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. Maybe the skull is taken anatomy from... I mean, it says demon. It could be fae. It could be beast. It could be whatever. Maybe the skull is a trophy in that instance from something. And so if we study strange things, Arcana can help. I think religion can also help a lot. You know, we're talking Snape as an inspiration, defense against the dark arts. Arcana, history, and religion all, I think, would point in this direction. So if we go religion and insight, I think we're being true to our character and why she would be especially trained in those skills. Sierra Echo, I absolutely agree. Now, something to bear in mind, Sierra, she's going to be a shepherd druid. And could this have actually put her on the path to become not just a druid, but in specific the shepherd variety, the subclass of that circle? All right, now what equipment do we take? We can take a wooden shield or any simple weapon, a scimitar or any simple melee weapon, leather armor, an explorer's pack, and a druidic focus. So here we're going to give her leather armor, which is light. We're going to give her an explorer's pack, which has its own list of items here. Lurk away, Gamus. And we're also going to have a druidic focus. You know, is her druidic focus that silver skull? No, Shepherd is in Xanathar's, if I recall correctly. Oh, yeah, there was a Circle of Dreams, but then there's the Circle of Shepherd. 23. Oh, that's Dreams, derp. We need the Shepherd. Put in the question of, is this also her druidic focus? It may say silver, but what if it's a natural silver, like a biosteel? You know, kind of like what Colossus covers himself in as his mutant power. If you play the X-Men arcade game, that could hold, like, you know, 4 people simultaneously, and he goes, "Rrrr!" That's biosteel. One crit says, this is me noting to Maddie that I'm going to boop him on Discord about Eberron things, and that my sound is off because it's baby bedtime. Okay, one crit, boop away. Now, going back here, remember, we get the starting gear. We get the starting gear. Now, would she take a shield? She's proficient in it, though she can't cast if she has a shield on her hand. Instead, you know, we could say any simple weapon. And a simple weapon, well, could that be a short bow? No, a short bow wasn't, we do have javelins, though. And we also have scimitars, we have spears. So perhaps she'd take a spear and a shield. Or, and then we could give her a scimitar as well. So we're going to give her a shield. We're going to give her a spear and a scimitar. And there we go. Spellcasting, I'm not worried about that right now. Spellcasting is one of the last things that we do. However, we are going to get Wild Shape. And we can Wild Shape twice per long rest. For the sake of being thorough, we have spell casting and all the sub stuff there. We also have Wild Shape. And there's a whole list of stuff that this character's pilot is going to have to know and to read through. We're going to get our Druid Circle, but we're going to add that. We're going to add that in just a second here. We are going to get an ASI at 4 and 8. And then, well, really, that's it, because then the next thing is Timeless Body that you get as a Druid, but that's not until level 18, and she's a distance away from that. By the way, this was recently made into a mini. I gave out one or two of them. One, she's talking to a squirrel in her hand, and the other, she has this kukri. It's pretty cool. All right, so then her archetype, or in this case, her circle. Yes. Yeah, Raz. Druids of the Circle of the Shepherd commune with the spirits of nature, especially the spirits of beasts and the Fae, and call those spirits for aid. These druids recognize that, you know what, I think this Silver Skull is the source of her research, and is probably also her druidic focus, and why she can speak with such authority on these things. And call to those spirits for aid. These druids recognize that all living things play a role in the natural world, yet they focus on protecting animals and fey creatures that have difficulty defending themselves. Shepherds, as they are known, see such creatures as their charges. They ward off monsters that threaten them, rebuke hunters who kill more prey than necessary, and prevent civilization from encroaching on rare animal habitats and on sites sacred to the Fae. Many of these druids are happiest far from cities and towns, content to spend their days in the company of mammals and the fey creatures of the wilds. Members of this circle become adventurers to oppose forces that threaten their charges, or to seek knowledge and power that will help them safeguard their charges better. Wherever these druids go, the spirits of the wilderness are with them. The spirits are always with you! Boo! Ha 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 ha! So the Circle of the Shepherd features. We're going to get two of them. We're going to get Speech of the Woods and Spirit Totem. Oh, by the way, we can also speak Druidic, which is its own secret language. So Speech of the Woods. At second level, you gain the ability to converse with beasts and many fae. You learn to speak, read, and write Sylvan. Oh my goodness. In addition, beasts can understand your speech, and you gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Most beasts lack the intelligence to convey or understand sophisticated concepts, but a friendly beast could relay what it has seen or heard in the recent past. This ability doesn't grant you friendship with beasts, though you can combine this ability with gifts to curry favor with them as you would with any non-player character. So we are getting speech, whoops, of the woods. Zichi, and this is on page 23. Actually, I'm just going to put... Alright, there we go. Then we're going to get a spirit totem. Starting at 2nd level, you can call forth nature spirits to influence the world around you. As a bonus action, you can magically summon an incorporeal spirit to a point you can see within 60 feet of you. The spirit creates an aura in a 30-foot radius around that point. It counts as neither a creature nor an object, though it has the spectral appearance of the creature it represents. As a bonus action, you can move the spirit up to 60 feet to a point you can see. The spirit persists for 1 minute or until you're incapacitated. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest. The effect of the spirit's aura depends on the type of spirit you summon from the options below. Oh my goodness. Misfit with all the gift subs, my good golly gracious. Misfit, thank you so much, and all y'all getting those emotes, too. Oh, hi, happy holidays. Yeah, Misfit, thank you. And hi, Hypnotic. So we can summon a bear spirit. The bear spirit grants you and your allies its might and endurance. Each creature of your choice in the aura when the spirit appears gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your druid level. In addition, you and your allies gain advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws while in the aura. Hawk Spirit. The Hawk Spirit is a consummate hunter, aiding you and your allies with its keen sight. When a creature makes an attack roll against a target in the spirit's aura, you can use your reaction to grant advantage to the attack roll. In addition, you and your allies have advantage on wisdom perception checks while in the aura. Or the Unicorn Spirit. The Unicorn Spirit lends its protection to those nearby. You and your allies gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura. In addition, if you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to your druid level. And this is called Spirit Totem. Then we are also a Mighty Summoner, starting at 6th level. Let's put this here. We already have that indicated. So, starting at 6th level, beasts and fae that you conjure are more resilient than normal. Any beasts or fae summoned or created by a spell that you cast gains the following benefits. The creature appears with more hit points than normal, 2 extra hit points per hit die it has. The damage from its natural weapons is considered magical for the purpose of overcoming immunity and resistance to non-magical attacks and damage. And there we go. This is what we get for being a level 8 Circle of the Shepherd Druid. We're not quite high enough for the Guardian Spirit. So we are, I guess we're a professor of the Fae. You know, we've soared on the high winds. We've communed with nature. We were gifted for some reason this skull, which has granted us insight into the Fae, into spirits of nature, and so it it has become both our druid focus and our profession, and we're probably one of the very few people who have any insight into the Fae, being the tricksters that they are. Now, I don't know how they're going to determine which shapes are allowed, because the wild shape that we are allowed to go into here at 8th level, it's a max CR of 1, which means, hey, we can turn into a flying creature if we want, everyone. Yay! Less than or equal to 1. No limits. What is the Oculus Quest, Hypnotic Gamer? But this is going to be something that the pilot of this character is going to have to think about. Which characters, or which animals, I should say, which animals can you turn into? All right, now that we have our background, we have our race, we have our class and our subclass. We can now look at our ability scores. We're going to use the standard array: 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8. I don't think she is the most personable person. You know, she asserts domination or dominance through the use of her polysyllabic words. She is willing to listen to every side of an argument. That doesn't mean that she comes across as anything more than being the person who wants to always get the last word in. She does seek beauty, though that could be to compensate. Maybe she herself doesn't feel beautiful. Maybe she actually feels extremely awkward around other people. Or we're talking about an Aarakocra. Maybe she feels very awkward around people. And I don't know. To me, you know, it's her duty to protect her students. I don't think she's going to protect them with a winning smile. She's going to protect them through discipline and study, and by trying to empower them in her very matronly way, despite only being 25 months old. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. So, you know what? I think charisma here is definitely going to be getting our 8. Now, she is smart and wise. I think it's absolutely fine if we go 15, 14. We could probably put the 12 in Dex. Because she can wear light armor and fly. Maybe it goes higher. I think she's been through a lot, though. So, giving her a decent constitution score. What, 13 in con? 10 in strength? It's a good one, Dad. Do you all like this loadout for her ability scores? Remember, given who she is and what she does, given the fact that she is a professor, she's a young one, right? She got this sort of like Fey silver, like bio steel silver skull. She has learned through it. It has helped her become this shepherd druid to summon other creatures through it. Maybe she even like blows through it like a little whistle that sends out like a fey amplification or something along those lines. All right, so this is going to put her wisdom at a 16. This is going to put her dex at a 14. Now we can add 4 points to her. You know, I think she would be a little beefy herself because she has taken on these aspects. She can turn into mamminals and whatnot. We can add 4 points. I think her wisdom would go up to an 18. I don't know if I want to cap her wisdom, though. I don't think so. Because I think we can get some good traction if we do this. This is still really good. I think she is... Well, would we give her hit points or would we give her dexterity? She can turn into animals. So, you know, maybe I'm not too worried about that. Though, of course, you know, being a flyer and whatnot, you should have at least some protection and maneuverability. I think, though, by understanding the Fae, by understanding these spirits that give you temporary hit points, I think that she is built more solidly than that. And we're going to put 1 point into Constitution, which means we're floating 1 point. And a recommendation is if you're ever floating 1 point, you can drop it in Strength. And because what that's going to do is allow you to push, pull, carry, drag, etc. mechanically more people, gear, or equipment than you could at 10. It's by a little bit, but you're still getting something without having your Strength modifier go up. And for someone who might need to haul others up a cliffside, or who knows what's going to happen in this gauntlet, maybe that extra 15 pounds, is going to come in handy. This is going to give her a strength mod of 0, 2 dex, 2 con, 2 int, 4 wisdom, and -1 charisma. Yes, the scimitar is a finesse weapon. This is going to give us a saving throw of 0 and 0, but you know what? We have a bear for that, everyone. Our dexes are 2 down the line. Our con is 2. Now, our intelligence proficiency is going to make us 5 in our save in 3 of these disciplines. 2 investigation, 2 nature. Wisdom is going to be a +7. Insight's a 7. Then 3 down the line for the other wisdom skills. And then lastly, I'm just going to copy and paste charisma, because you know what? She's stern, she wears those beak glasses, and she somehow has a feathery bun on top of her head, at least in this theater she does. Her passive perception is going to be 13, as it's 10 plus your perception modifier. And that's how naturally aware she is. And if you're not paying attention in her class, she will turn around and chuck that chalk at you and just right on the forehead. Now her armor class, she is wearing leather armor, which is 11 plus dex, so it's 13. If she has a shield, it's 15. But bear in mind, because she doesn't have the Warcaster feat, she can't wear the shield and cast. Have a great night, Van. Van, thank you so much for your generosity and your input in helping to make this character. Be well, my friend. Throne Chalk is also a dex weapon, and she is proficient. Yeah, it's a natural substance, right? Calcium carbonate. Her initiative is a dex check, so it's a +2. So her climb and her swim are going to be 12s, but I don't know if climbing is really a necessity because she can fly, but we're still going to reflect that. Okay, now it's time to calculate hit points. The hit points she has is going to be 8, the full 8 of your hit die at level 1, Her remaining 7 levels of 8, it's going to be half +1. Then for all 8 of her levels, she's going to get bonus hit points equal to her Constitution modifier. So with our basic equation, we're going to give her 16. We're going to give her 35. This is going to be 51 plus 8 is 59 hit points. 59 hit points. Kat says, sorry, I left for the moment, had a situation I have to report. Okay, no, Kat, I hope everything is well, everyone is safe and healthy. Do what you gotta do, Kat. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry I missed it, but congrats on the upgrade to your queso sub, Raven. Thank you so much. Oh, everyone is not safe and healthy at the moment. Well, Kat, go do what you gotta do. Go, 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 go. Make sure everyone is healthy and safe. Yeah, Hypnotic, fortunately those eye surgeries only take a day or so to really heal over. I'm glad, and I hope that everything will like be super crystal clear to you now. Now, if she's attacking with a spell, she is proficient. She's going to be attacking with a +7. And to save, so they're going to have a 15 or better. You know what? We have the... I don't know if she'd be very good at the spear or the javelin, but what we can do, let's give her a sling instead. Slings are 1d4, and that's going to be a dex weapon, so 1d4 plus 2 bludgeoning. The talons are strength, so we're not going to get a strength mod on it, but it will be, I think that was piercing damage. And the knife is a knife we can wield with finesse off of dex, and that is also piercing damage. So that's going to be a +5 to hit with dex weapons, and only a +3 with strength. And if we go real quick to Chapter 5, we can take a look at the scimitar, and the scimitar is 1d6 slashing. It is finesse and light. 1d6 plus 2 slashing. And we would swing this with a +5. Oh, I got you, Hypnotic. You know what, though? It'll heal over really quick, and you will... I bet the world is going to be completely different to you in this regard. Now, as someone who has studied Sylvan, she probably also knows how to speak Elven. As that would be very related. As well, what would be another language that you think she'd learn? I'm willing to listen to every side of an argument. You know, a lot of scholars might learn Draconic. Spatium Nix, good evening to you. Welcome. You know, Draconic in many games is sort of like the Latin, where it's like an elder base language. A lot of magic might be written in it. But if you have an option for what her other language is that she can speak, you are welcome to offer it. It could even be Primordial. Primordial is even the root language to Orin. So Primordial could even be a language that she'd have learned. Can I buy your closet so I can store all these minis back in their home? As Illidan once warned me, I was not prepared. Oh, your package arrived, Misfit? I mean, Misfit, I have a whole bunch of minis behind me that I could put in the closet if you wanted to pick those up. Spatium, we're having an awesome time. Fragout, you think she'd learn Infernal? Why would she learn Infernal? And I'm not saying that to how dare you suggest that? What would be her story? Why would this Aarakocra scholar learn the Infernal language? Given her life or her specialty or things along those lines. Hey, world building? World building, I understand it can be draining, but it could be a lot of fun and satisfying. Oh, food choking issue. Yeah, yep, gotta get that incident report. Got it. To give this person versatility, Abyssal is in the Infernal script. The colleague spoke. It was short and... All right. Does anyone object to giving our scholar the Infernal language? If not, we'll put Infernal. She could speak so many languages. Well, it says that it could possibly be demons, or the demons could just be a placeholder, which, given her leanings, it seems more like she studies Fey anatomy. Well, she's not... again, frag out, she's not necessarily a demon scholar. This is a prompt that is just in the book. It doesn't mean that there's a 1/6 chance that all scholars have to study demons. They certainly could, or run into them. But demon can also just be a, when other people run away from something, which could be a demon, a beast, an exotic fey creature, I stop and look at it. All right, well, we have a mostly completed character. By the way, she is no longer just a set of stats. She has earned a name, so I'm looking for name suggestions. Now, we can prepare spells as a druid. Spells prepared equals our druid level of 8 plus our wisdom modifier of 4. So we can prepare 12 spells among all of the spell slots that we have. And it just so happens at level 8, we have 4, 3, 3, and 2. 4, 3, 3, and 2. And of course, we're sitting on 3 cantrips. 1, 2, and 3. Spellcasting was a 15 to save, meaning we have a +7 to hit. And we can wild shape 2 times per day. There we go. Companions, well, we don't have that, but this could be a favorite wild shape or something. And, so as a druid, you get all druid spells. Congratulations. Including rituals and such. So we have a finished character mechanically. What we're going to do is let's take a 10-minute break. And when we come back, we're going to give this character spells. So we are handing over a completed character to be piloted in the Gauntlet tomorrow over on Total Party Chill. Okay, everyone? So hang in there. I'll answer your question in a little bit, Spatium. Let's take a break, stretch, potty, snack, pet your cats. We'll be back in a little bit.